Have you ever received an email from your child's school that made your heart drop? Maybe a sudden emergency fee, a warning, a disciplinary note, or a payment request that felt urgent and terrifying. Now imagine this. What if that email didn't come from the school at all? What if it wasn't from the principal or the administration or anyone connected to your child's education? What if it was created by artificial intelligence, perfectly designed to look real, sound real, feel real, and trick you into sending money straight into the hands of a scammer? This is one of the fastest growing digital crimes happening right now, silently hitting families across the US, UK, Europe, Canada, and Australia. And today I'm going to tell you the story of a parent who thought they were helping their child, but instead walked straight into one of the most terrifying AI-powered scams of our time. And trust me, the way this scam works is going to shock you. So sit tight, because this one is not just interesting, it's important. Everything started on a normal weekday afternoon. A 38-year-old parent named Melissa was at work, exhausted halfway through her day, when she received an email notification on her phone. The subject line read, "Urgent. School fee notice, action required today." Now normally, emails like that come at the start of the school year. But this was mid-February. Nothing made sense. But the sender name caught her attention immediately. Principal Harris, Greenfield Academy, the exact name of her child's school. She opened the email instantly. Inside, everything looked perfect. The school logo was crisp. The email signature was identical to the real principal's signature. The tone was professional. And the email even referenced upcoming school events that were actually real. That's what scared her the most. It said, "Dear parent, due to a technical audit by the school district, we need to urgently update financial compliance for all students. A temporary administrative fee of $185 must be submitted today to confirm your child's registration status. Non-payment will result in temporary suspension of school access until the system verifies your record." And then the line that made her panic. "This is not a mistake. Please complete payment before 3 p.m. today." Her heart started racing. Suspension? Registration issues? She immediately thought, no, what if my child gets embarrassed? What if they get stopped at the gate tomorrow? What if this affects attendance? That's exactly how these scammers get into people's heads, under fear, mixed with urgency. She scrolled down, and there it was, a big blue button that said, "Submit fee now." The payment page looked professional, secure, clean, like every other school payment portal she had used before. But behind the scenes, this page wasn't on any school server. It wasn't even in the same country. It was a cloned web page hosted by scammers who used AI tools to scrape the school's website, recreate the design, copy the structure, match the fonts, match the colors, and even use the same layout. And Melissa didn't know any of this. She was staring at her phone, convincing herself this was urgent. She typed her full name, her email, her address, her bank card number, the expiration date, the CVV, everything. She hit submit. The page didn't show an error. It didn't show confirmation. It didn't even reload. It disappeared. A blank white screen. Then it redirected to Google. That was the first moment she realized something was wrong. She went back to the email. She clicked the address. It opened. But now the sender name didn't match the actual email structure the school normally used. She scrolled down and checked again, and her stomach dropped. The email ended with, "For any questions, reply to this address." But the real school emails always said, "Do not reply to this automated mailbox." She finally clicked the school's official website and checked the principal's messages page. There was no announcement. No notice, nothing. That's when everything collapsed inside her. She realized she had just been scammed. She called the school. They told her instantly, "Ma'am, we didn't send anything like that." "Please call your bank right now." She froze. Her hands were shaking. She opened her banking app. At first, everything looked okay. But within minutes, her notifications started exploding. Multiple transactions were showing up. All international. All high value. Money was disappearing faster than she could blink. $300. $450. $860. Another. $500. She tried to lock her card. The bank app froze. She called her bank helpline. "Your hold time is approximately 47 minutes. She felt helpless. She put her phone down and cried. Now let me pause the story here, because this is the scary part. How did scammers do this? How did they know her child's school name? The principal's name? Upcoming events? The school logo? The email format? The tone? The writing style? How did they know everything so perfectly that a parent didn't even question it? This is where the AI part comes in. Scammers today don't just send random spam. They use tools that scan public school websites, calendars, newsletters, announcements, and even staff bios. These tools can copy the tone of a principal's writing, mimic their style, generate messages exactly like the school sends, and then send them through spoofed email domains that look identical to the real one. This is no longer simple phishing. This is targeted digital impersonation powered by artificial intelligence. And it's working. Now back to Melissa. She finally got through to her bank. She explained everything. The agent froze for a second and then said, "We've seen several cases, like this today involving fraudulent school, emails, several cases in the same day." That means the scam was already spreading. The bank locked her card, tried to reverse the transactions, and opened a fraud investigation. But you know how banks are. Some reversals can take days, sometimes weeks. Some money doesn't come back at all, especially if it's already withdrawn on the other side. Melissa spent the entire afternoon shaking, crying, and blaming herself. She picked her child up from school later that day. And the worst part? When she asked the real principal about the email, he said, "We've been trying to warn parents. Scammers are targeting schools. Please never trust urgent payment requests through email." Melissa felt destroyed. Now here's where the story gets even crazier. 2 days later, another parent from the same school posted on Facebook, "Did anyone else get this urgent fee notice? I paid it, and now my bank account has suspicious charges." Within minutes, dozens of parents commented, "Yes, I got it. Yes, I paid. I thought it was real. I thought my child's registration was at risk." It wasn't one parent. It wasn't 5 parents. It was dozens. One scammer gang hit an entire school at once, and AI made their work unbelievably easy. They didn't need to hack. They didn't need to break into systems. They just needed to mimic language and trigger fear. This is exactly why this scam is exploding worldwide. Schools communicate with parents constantly. Emails come daily. Parents are used to fees, urgent requests, permission slips, event reminders, teacher memos. So when an email arrives with school tone, logo, layout, and urgency, most people don't question it. They trust it instantly, and scammers know that. They use AI to scan publicly available school information, match it, recreate it, and attack thousands of parents at the same time. This is faster, cheaper, and more effective than traditional scams. But wait, the story isn't over. A week later, Melissa got another email. This time it said, "Parent reminder. Please confirm your account recovery information." But she noticed something. The logo wasn't perfectly aligned. The email spacing was slightly off. And this time, she didn't click. She forwarded it to the school. They confirmed, "This is another fake email. Please delete it immediately." The scammers weren't done. They were trying again. Because once a victim falls for one scam, scammers flag them as responsive. They come back again. And again. And again. That's how these operations work. Now here's the part that shocked me. This scam didn't just hit her school. The same email format was reported by hundreds of parents across different states, different schools, different countries. Same pattern, same tone, same urgent tone, same fake fees, same AI-generated text, same cloned logos, same fear-based manipulation. It spread faster than anyone expected. And what's worse, most parents don't talk about being scammed. They feel ashamed, embarrassed, guilty, but scams are no longer obvious. They're not poorly written. They're not laughable. They're not easy to detect. They're intelligent, well-designed, personalized, and sometimes nearly impossible to distinguish. Now let's talk about how the scammers actually get the school's identity so perfectly. AI tools today can read an entire school website in seconds. They can extract principal letters, newsletters, teacher announcements, policy documents, event dates, contact numbers, color themes, writing style, and then recreate it into a fake message that looks identical to the real thing. And if someone tries to verify the sender, scammers spoof the email domain so the sender looks 100% real. And if the school uses Gmail or Google Workspace, scammers mimic that too. They even use AI-generated signatures that match the principal's real name and title. They can even generate a fake principal photo if they want. This scam is only getting more dangerous. So what happened to Melissa? After 2 weeks, the bank managed to refund some of her stolen money, but not all of it. The international transactions were too fast. The money was moved from account to account within minutes. Some funds were unrecoverable. She had to replace all her cards, change passwords, freeze her credit, and even file a police report. But the emotional damage? That's the part no one talks about. She told investigators, "I feel like I failed as a parent." But she didn't. She just trusted, something that was designed to be trusted. Now let me say something important. This scam isn't dangerous just because it steals money. It's dangerous because it weaponizes authority. It uses the trust parents have in schools. It uses fear about children. And it uses artificial intelligence to hide behind a perfectly crafted message. This is not the old Nigerian prince email. This is modern, sophisticated, and terrifyingly real. And here's where you come in. If you're a parent guardian, or even someone who receives official emails regularly, you must be more cautious than ever. Always cross-check the domain name. Always check the school website for confirmations. Never pay through email links unless verified. Always call the school office before submitting last-minute payments. And always trust your instincts. Scammers exploit fear. They exploit urgency. They exploit authority, and now they exploit artificial intelligence to make their lies look more real than the truth. So the next time you get an email from a principal or a school or any authority figure, stop, take a breath, double-check. Because Melissa's story is not rare anymore. It's happening everywhere. And if you're not careful, it can happen to you too. And that, my friends, is the real story of the AI fake school principal email scam. A scam that proves one thing. The world has changed, and crime has evolved. And we must evolve with it